Beautiful. Okay, so we're going to be going into our front split. But before we go downstairs, we're just going to kind of look at the upstairs a little bit. Okay, so we're going to just start with the spine first. And just like last week, we started to kind of layer this up. We're going to start with the headquarters, then move our way down to the spine. So let's kind of just stand on our feet. Okay, and what we're going to do to start off with is a simple head movement. Okay, and that's going to start with imagine a tabletop. Your chin is resting on a tabletop. All we're going to do is we're going to slide forward. We're going to come down onto our chest, pull back, give ourselves as many chins as possible, then slide forward in that, or on that tabletop. And we're just going to continually just create this nice, smooth, circular motion. And just like any circle, we want to make sure that there is no start or finish. Okay, so you want to be smooth, you want to be rhythmic. And for that to happen, maybe we need to be a little bit smaller than what we think we need to be, okay? So start small and then gradually build into bigger. In this case, reaching more forward. And then obviously when you pull back, giving yourself as many chins as possible. But there isn't really a pause or a stop anywhere along that circle, okay? Just keep it going, that's nice and smooth. Okay. Okay, I like to have my hand on the chest and lower back just to kind of make sure that I'm not moving from anywhere else but my cervical, so my neck. And let's pull it back. So we're going to slide back on the tabletop, chin onto the chest, and we're going to reach forward and then bring it back. Again, the speed is not really important here. Okay, so whether it's a slow circle, okay, or when I say fast circle, if you go fast, that probably means you're not reaching as far forward as possible. So it's really hard to build. So take it slow. Just be continuous with that smooth, rhythmic circular motion. Really helps to kind of think about or visualize that tabletop. Okay, so from here, all we're going to do, guys, is we're going to just kind of connect that same movement, that circular forwards and backwards, but with the rest of the spine. And this is how we're going to do it, okay? So all we're going to do here is we're just going to allocate some time. So we're going to go for 2.5 minutes, okay? And what we're going to be doing is that top of that Jefferson. So remember what we're trying to do here is slowly the chin tucks in, and we're trying to kind of move each vertebra at a time, okay? Now, intent is going to be slowly, we're going to be folding forward, okay? Eventually, we'll, be at a max range towards the ground like so. Now, as we do this, what the invitation this morning is that as I start to tuck my chin in, as I start to move, anything that I feel along my spine. So right now, I feel a pull right there. I'm going to take a pause here, and I'm going to go into those smooth neck circles, 3 forwards and 3 backwards. And then let my head get heavy. I'm going to just continue along that journey till I find the next spot, which is there for me. And I'm going to, again, get into those neck circles, again, smooth and controlled, 3 forwards, 3 backwards. And we're just going to continue that journey down. So really make sure that, when you do start to fold, we start to articulate each vertebra as possible. Anywhere along that spine you feel a pull, we pause and we go through those rotations. Okay, if we're good, let's get busy. Okay, so 2.5 minutes, nice and simple. Let's go. So the intention here is to be soft, to be slow, and to really kind of get our spine loaded and moving in places we normally don't really explore.
We're using the weight of our own head to weigh the movement down. If and when you do reach the bottom, your end range, just take a pause, slowly make your way to the top, and then we'll start the whole process again. But again, this should be really slow. Really make sure you draw nice, smooth circles around the head and take your time. And you may not have to move very far to feel a pull along the spine. So it doesn't need to be super fast. You don't need to think you need to be setting a PB with range of motion. Just feel.
That's 2.5 minutes now.
Okay, slowly just kind of finish that off. Take your time. Don't rush.
Okay. So from here, guys, okay, we've just kind of looked at the spine going forwards and backwards. We're just going to look at a little bit of lateral flexion. Okay, so all we're going to do here, this is a little bit Simon Says, so let's go all together. We're going to kind of just get our right leg, okay, in front of us. Okay, so again, boom, right leg comes in front of us. So really the left leg is the side, the left side is the side that we're going to be working and opening. We're going to put the left hand on top of our head and let the right hand and the shoulders drop to the right side slowly. As I do this, my hips are going to shoot to the left side. I'm just going to take a pause, right? Imagine you're holding onto something heavy. Imagine the shoulders, the right shoulder is going to come down towards the ground. My left leg is straight right now. My right knee, the front leg, could be slightly bent if it needs to be. But from here, today, I want you to play with this notion, okay? So imagine where your belly button is, okay? You don't need to imagine, you know exactly where it is. So I want you from that belly button, think about, you're gonna push that belly button forward a little bit, or your elbows can come back. So you're gonna, as if you're gonna start to face the ceiling a little bit. You're gonna get a slightly different pull for these obliques. So by that same virtue, if you were to slowly drop forwards a little bit, okay, rotate forwards at the belly button and allow the shoulders to drop, okay? Again, you may be able to push the hips a little bit further to the side, making that right hand fall a little bit more down towards the ground. So now I want you to think in this side bend, can we actually play with this notion of this little rotation? So maybe again, push that elbow up towards the ceiling and push that hip forward and to the side. Use your breath, as always, to marry the movement. Slowly again, belly button comes forward a little bit. Hips still kind of shooting to the left side right now. Right hand is still trying to come down towards the ground. Slowly. Coming up. Okay, so building on from last week, you saw, okay, we can just hold it for, hold still, and we can just spend some time there, but we can actually just gradually just encourage slight movements, okay? And obviously if that movement's happening at the spine, we should still be thinking about hips shooting to the side. So, okay, we're gonna bring our left leg in front of us this time. Okay, from there, right hand, boom. Okay, so the right side is the side we're loading. Then from there, left hand, we're gonna slowly reach down towards the ground. And right now, you know, from side view, we're just coming straight down. Okay, so I'm gonna stay straight view for you guys. And just take a moment here. Let the head get heavy. Push that right hip to the right wall. Okay, so imagine or visualize where your belly button is. You're going to push that belly button forward and imagine the elbows are going to come up to the ceiling. Maybe the eyes are slowly gazing up to the ceiling as well. As you do this, you should still be pushing the hip to the right wall. And slowly just allow the elbows to drop forward a little bit. Maybe the belly buttons to fall forward a little bit. That's hopefully going to allow you to move a little bit further to the right wall. And again, slowly encouraging to push forward and up. Again, it's not a very big movement. And slowly forwards. Slowly coming up. Oh, okay. I don't know about you, but that definitely got deep into my sides. Okay, so a couple of things, you know, as we go into the lower body now, like the front split specific work, just think about what we just did there. We just did the stretch of one side, right? However, we took the time to just explore what happens if we fall forwards versus what happens when we fall backwards a little bit. We start to get into something, you know, slightly different structures and slightly different way. So treat stretching like a skill. Right, so effectively, we're going to be going into longer hold work now. So if you have something that you can put underneath your knees, if you're on a hard floor, let's do that now. I'm just going to grab myself a mat. And what I would love to kind of see here, guys, is if you got books, yoga blocks, or whatever, okay, that will come really handy, okay, as we try to get onto the feet. So effectively, front split. So just being really clear, so you guys are, okay, guys are aware what we're trying to do is we're going to literally start from the ground up, okay? So the intention is we're going to look at the front of the shin, underneath our feet. Today, we're going to actually look at the calf as well. So we kind of look at under, in front, behind. Then we're going to go into our hips, both internal and external. We're going to look at our quads and hamstring. So effectively, everything along this down the leg that we need for our front split, we're going to just kind of, you know, spend some quality time, long time, just opening things up. And then we're going to go back it up with our strength work. Okay. So if you guys have a yoga block or book or something like that, that'd be amazing. Okay. Because all we're going to do is we're going to open our tibs up, which is the front of the shin. Now, if you don't, that's okay. You can just do this without using the yoga blocks or whatever, okay? But if you have something that you can elevate your shins, this is what we're gonna do. Look, we're gonna put the laces of the feet down. Now, the more of you on there, the easier it is. The less of you on, okay, that block, then the harder it becomes. So be mindful, but effectively what we're gonna do here, guys, is this. We're gonna look to sit back onto the heels, okay? Now, if you don't have something like this, look, simply just, you can sit in this position. That's totally fine, okay? So we're going to be going for 90 seconds, so a minute and a half. Unfortunately, it's not very glamorous work, okay? So let's take a seat and I'm going to talk you through it, okay? Slow and controlled. Here we go, okay? We're going 3, 2, 1. So our intent is just nice and simple. Sit back onto the heels, okay? Now to stay connected with this movement, some of the things that we can do, guys, is just tuck our hips underneath us. So go into a little posterior tilt. And if you're not quite sure what I mean by this, okay, you can just literally hold onto your hips and you can just push your hips forward, okay? And again, if this feels good, we can just kind of, you know, sit back a little bit without arching our back. Now it takes some time to get into it, but okay, rest assured that you will feel things through the front of your shins and the laces of your feet, okay, in little to no time. And, this is an isometric hold. So we're holding it for 90 seconds. And the intent here is to be able to sustain this work for a full 90 seconds without having to regress it. So just because you don't feel extreme stretch at the start, that's okay. Just sit with it, literally, okay? And just think about what can we do, okay, upstairs. So we talked about hips tucking underneath us, spine is nice and organized, and just continually focus on that breath. And slowly and surely, we'll start to get, okay, into these structures because we're just applying our own load. If this was too hard, okay, just so you know, we would just simply say, hey, raise your hips up off the ground a little bit, okay? So you can put something underneath your bum and your heels. I'm pretty sure because of these, my handstands started looking pretty. I will never have Nathan's ankle.
And time.
Slowly lean forwards and boom. Oh, okay, just kind of throw circles in the ankles. Now from here, what we're going to do, guys, is we're going to go straight into the bottom of our feet. So a plantar stretch, okay? Plantar is the surface underneath our feet. So just sweep your hands, make sure the pinky is not being crushed. Okay, so we're trying to be in balls of our feet, and we're going to simply, again, sit back onto the heels. And again, just like previously, if this was too uncomfortable, we can put something under our bum to raise the hips up, okay? But if we're good, 90 seconds from here in 3, 2, 1. Again, we're going to look to sit down, okay? Get really good, see if you can get into the balls of your feet. And this might be a really big struggle. So again, don't force anything. And if you feel your balls of the feet in contact with the ground, tuck your hips underneath you again, and just slowly keeping that tuck, just come back a little bit so you weigh straight down to the heels. That way, okay, the force is directly applied, okay, down the heel onto the balls of the feet. Okay, so obviously regression for this would be just hips elevated or slightly falling forward. So with this particular one, you will initially feel it through the bottom of your feet, the plantar surface, as we intend to. But because we just come out of the tibs, okay, so the front of the shin will also feel or also have this burning sensation, okay? And that's normal. So what's really happening here is the front of the shin is basically still working the opposite way to what we were just doing in the previous stretch to basically make sure your toes are not being smashed and, okay, crushed. So we're looking to strengthen the front of your shin as we look to load and open the back of your feet or the bottom of your feet. As always, use your breath.
Five, 4, 3, 2, and 1.
Okay, coming forwards. Okay, shake your ankles if you need to. Now from here today, okay, just adding on from last week, what I want to do is you can use a wall. Okay, so if I just show it to you this way, hopefully this is pretty straightforward. Let me just bring a dowel so I can. Okay, so you may need to be near or against the wall for this, guys. So what we're going to do is just get into the calf. Okay, so back of the legs. And what we're going to do is we're going to simply just raise the balls of our feet into something, and we're going to push our hip forward. Now imagine the dowel is the wall. Okay, balance should not be an issue. Okay, what I want to avoid doing is this. I don't want you to hinge at the hips and think you're going to feel a stretch of the hips, stretch of the calf, because I do still feel a stretch in the calf right now, but the intention is this: get the hips to go more forward. Okay, so not the head, not the shoulders. Think about the hips driving more forward. Okay, so just set yourself up. We're going to go into a simple calf stretch. Okay, so your feet can simply be against the wall. Okay, and you can smash the balls of your feet in there if you don't have anything to prop your leg. Or if you have a step, you can drop your heels down the step and so on. But balance should not be an issue. From here, just 90 seconds here as well. We'll go in 3, 2, 1. Boom. Okay. So Legs are straight, hips are stacked nicely over the heels. My bum is tucked, so I can still go into this little posterior tilt and push my hip forward a little bit. That's totally cool. Okay, so traditionally what you'll find, guys, is there's 3 heads to the calf. Okay, so we can stretch our calves with our toes forward, toes out, or toes to the, okay, facing inwards, like duck-footed essentially. So right now, you know, kind of we've got this toes fairly forward. Okay, so that's going to hit the middle of the belly of the calf. The reason I'm bringing that up right now is when we do kind of do our front split holds at the end, just take note of, you know, what the front feet will be doing. So often calf is like limiting factor, okay? We often think it's like the hips, the hip flexors and the hamstring, which of course they're tight, they're restricted, they're not long, that's cool. But we're only strong as the weakest link. And often the calf is neglected. And calf also leads to tightness in the hamstring. So keep pushing the hip forward to the imaginary wall, unless you are at a wall. Glutes are on.
And time.
Slowly back it off. Just shake it off so you get blood back in there, maybe little ankle circles. And then without further ado, let's get to the other side. So again, nice and proud, set it up. We'll go in 3, 2, 1. Okay. Again, bum is tucked. So again, posterior tilt. Now, as soon as you go into posterior tilt, you should feel that, okay, loading through the calf a little bit more, meaning that stretch should feel a little bit, you know, more intense. Okay, remember everything that we do, all the stretches that we do with these long holds, we should be able to breathe and pass a simple talk test. Okay, so you should still feel a stretch, but you should be able to talk and breathe. Just so you guys are aware, we're just, you know, everything that we're doing is like 90 seconds, so a minute and a half. But these stretches can be held for anywhere from 90 to like 4 to 5 minutes. Would obviously make it for a very boring and long session, but it's gonna be super effective. Okay, so again, keep tucking that bum underneath you, keep pushing that hip forward. Now just bringing awareness to, is your hips actually nice and square? Okay, so make sure you're not falling to one side or twisted to one side. And again, it's a very small adjustment. Think back to that side body stretch that we did at the start. So treat it like a skill. Just bring a little bit of awareness to what's happening in the body, okay, and what structures you're loading.
3, 2, and 1.
Beautiful. Slowly back it up. And again, little ankle circles. Okay, voila, that's it. Okay, let's get into the ground. Okay, and what we're going to do, okay, is simply just go into our internal rotation. So we're going to go into, bam, this position here. Okay, so let me just do this. Beautiful. Okay, so we're going to go for, again, 90 seconds of our internal rotation. Now, internal rotation, guys, remember, we're trying to get the hip joint to come in. Okay, now, when we are in this 90 position, my hips are already into internal rotation. So what we're going to be actually doing is using our spine as a way to pull ourselves more into internal rotation. So the 2 golden rules we have is to make sure spine is tall at all times and all the movement is coming at the crease of the hips, not the side body, not the shoulders, not the head. Okay, so what we want to do here is sideways. I would just kind of go here. So you may be here this morning, which is totally fine. Over time of 90 seconds, we want to make sure we posture up, move at the hips. Okay, that's the intention. Okay, so let's go 90 seconds and I'll talk you through it. We'll go in 4, 3, 2, 1. So this is my stiffer side. So first of all, let's kind of use our hands to get the spine tall. And then from there, at the crease of the hips, just start to rotate a little bit towards the back leg. But again, just bring awareness that you shouldn't be rotating at the obliques. Okay, now you may feel a pull through the top of your hips or in around that back hip. What we'll do now is to smash the leg into the ground Okay, as hard as possible for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Relax the muscles that you were just using to push the legs down. Then again, posture up using your hands. Maybe rotate at the hips, okay, or come a little bit closer to the back knee. So what we're really doing here is using our own strength to pull ourselves into external rotation. So we're using the back butt, okay? So imagine the back butt is gonna try to touch the ground, okay? Let's do that for 5 seconds. Here we go. Imagine you're gonna push the legs down and try to touch the butt onto the ground for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Then relax the butt. Hopefully we can move ever so slightly, okay, whether it be in the rotation or towards the back knee. And again, it's a very small movement. So we're slowly and gradually pulling ourselves into internal rotation.
Yeah, I've got them in the one coming.
Ooh, ooh, ooh.
That's 90 seconds now.
Slowly back it up. Boom. And let's go to the other side. Okay, so nice and straightforward, nothing too crazy. Into 90 already. Use our hands back behind us. Okay, we're going to slowly get upright, rotate to the back leg. We'll start the time officially in 3, 2, 1. Okay, so right now taking stock of what this hip is doing. Get the spine as tall as possible. Find that internal rotation. And it's simple to find that internal rotation, you know, when you feel that top of the hips come into play. Now let's go smash that leg into the ground for 10 seconds. Here we go. And 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Just relax the muscles. Then again, maybe we can come a little bit closer using our hands, keeping the spine tall, moving at the crease of the hips. Okay, you might be getting cramping sensation at the top of the hips. Again, that's totally normal. We're trying to load and use areas we normally don't go into. Okay, so there might be some discomfort, but again, it should be in around the hips, not the spine, not the obliques. Okay, let's contract the glutes, smash the leg into the ground for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Make those adjustments if you need to. Okay, so this side, my internal rotation is way better than the other side. I can actually have my hands either side of my back leg.
3, 2, and 1.
Slowly back it off. Okay, so from here, that was the inside. Well, now we're going to go into the outside of the butt. Okay, we're going to go into our seated piriformis stretch. So again, remember, this is a little bit like Simon says. We're going to be going into our seated piriformis stretch, and the intent here, guys, is to get to the outside of the hips. So the variation that we're doing right now, if this is too much of a struggle, meaning like you can't hold yourself up, either go to the wall so you can rest against the wall. And if you don't feel this if you don't feel this on the outside of the hips, then just take a simple, again, 90-90 and then fall forward, okay? Or you can come into the pigeon pose. The intent here is to get to the outside of the hips, the external rotators, okay? So this variation is not that easy, so be mindful. What we'll do here, guys, my right leg is in front of me. I'm gonna step across my left leg. Now, if this is already the tricky part, then let's take a regression, either 90-90 or our pigeon pose, okay? But if we're good, one more time, right leg, left leg comes across. Now I'm gonna take my right hand, okay, swim across my left knee. I'm gonna grab my right triceps. My intention here is to reach, okay, down towards the opposite wall. So in this case, left wall, and drop my right shoulder to the ground, okay? So we're gonna be holding this for 1.5 minutes. Okay, we'll go in 3, 2, 1. So make sure the left leg is planted nice and flush on the ground. That's the strong, stable leg. That is also the leg that's being stretched, the hip of our left hip. Okay, so slowly using a breath.
Our right shoulder is trying to drop down towards the ground, but obviously it's not going to drop. Okay, we should be sturdy. Keep that right arm active, reaching across to that left wall.
Three, two, one.
Slowly back out of it.
Okay. Unravel yourself. Okay. Here we go. So the setup on the other side would be left leg in front of us. We're going to take that right leg. Okay. And boom, bring it across us. Make sure the left leg is again, fairly 90 degrees. We're going to swim across with our left hand across the left knee. Grab our left tricep. Okay. Now, again, you're going to have one side that's a little bit more restricted, so don't force anything. But otherwise, we'll go in 3, 2, 1. And again, just being slow and gradual. And just think about that, stretching being like a skill, what and how we load certain structures depends on what position we're willing to play with. Okay. And obviously positions that we do want to go into, it needs to be controlled. We can't just smash through, okay, or force our way through these things. So use your breath as a tool. Okay. Think about rather than just dropping the shoulder down towards the ground, maybe hugging that knee closer to you. Think about the hands, okay, reaching across more. Okay, so my left hand, my left fingers are trying to go to that right wall. So all these little details are gonna start to load things up. They're gonna require a certain amount of attention. So you gotta think about, hey, can I control this?
3, 2, and 1.
Slowly out of there. Boom. Okay. So from here, okay, we're going to go straight into our couch stretch to the front of the hips. Now, again, you may need a wall or a couch or sofa, whatever you've got. Okay. I'm going to use a box. Boom. And what I want to kind of be really clear on is early in the week, we went into more of a hip flexor. Okay, so kind of we look to lengthen the hips at the front. We're going to try to get to the belly of the quads. Okay, so we're going to look to kind of bring the bum back towards the heels. Okay, so from here, what we're going to do, laces down. We want to try to keep the knees as close to the box, wall, couch, whatever you're using. Okay, that's like a good place to start. Now, from here, as we posture up, okay, if we feel so tight and restricted that we have to do this, that's when we make the adjustment of taking the knee slightly further away. This way, our priority is to be able to stack our ribs on top of the hips, okay, without arching our back like this. So that's the telltale, okay? We're gonna hold this for 90 seconds, okay? So find a position, your position, front leg is in front, slowly come up. Okay, we'll start the time in 3, 2, 1. So think about, can you stack the ribs over your hips? Then bring the bum back down towards the heel. So pushing ourselves back into the wall, couch, in my case, box. Okay, keeping everything nice and square. That's better. Okay. So again, think about tucking your bum underneath you and the bum trying to touch the heel. Okay. Now I'm a massive fan of reaching back with the hands, you know, finding the wall, whatever you've got. And then maybe even kind of placing the hands between the bum and the heel, just to see how far you're away. That's going to give you some tactile feedback, okay, to kind of work with to still get that bum closer to the heel. Okay, wherever you are, again, put the rib cage down. Okay, so think about crunching forward a little bit without letting the bum come away from the heel. So this should be through the belly of the quads, guys. Okay, that's the intention.
90 seconds.
Slowly hinging forward and then coming out of it. Oh, yeah, yeah. Shake it off if you need to. Okay, otherwise we're going to set up. Boom. Slowly coming up. Okay, we'll start the time in 3, 2, 1. So again, first priority is to just kind of stack the ribs over the hips, taking the arch out the back. From there now, let's use the front leg to push ourselves back towards the heel or the wall behind us. Okay, you can use your hands, reach back. Okay, give yourself that tactile feedback. If you're touching the bum on the heel, maintain that contact, keep the ribs down, then start to push forward a little bit without losing that connection. Okay. Make sure the hips are nice and square. Ain't nothing crazy.
And 90 seconds again.
Slowly leaning forward and then boom, back it up. Okay, shake it off. We're gonna go into a last little bit longish hold. Okay, and we start to now become a little bit more dynamic. Okay, so building up from last week, we're gonna be just doing what's known as an elephant walk. Okay, now I don't actually know if this is actually what elephants walk like. Okay, but remember, guys, what we're gonna do here is open the space up for 2 minutes, and we're going to just focus on opening the back of the legs and hamstrings in particular. However, what's really happening here is, because we're in this bent knee position, we're going to look at tissues, okay, that's obviously going to cross the back of the knee joint, which is super important when we have the front leg in front split, right? Because it's not just the hamstring, it's also the calf, it's this stuff here. And this is why we're doing this particular movement as part of our front split, progression, right? So the reason I want to say that is because the detail here is not the hard work, but the setup first, which is we're going to have our knees bent very generously, right? Now, this is also bent. This is also bent. So the question is how much? Well, we want to make sure your stomach, okay, your tummy is in contact with the thighs. Now, if my legs are slightly bent here, you can see I've got the bottom of my tummy, but not the majority of my tummy. So boom, get nice and low, right? Now, the reason, okay, is because, okay, whether it be on a bench, stool, wherever you are at, what we can do then is we're going to focus on keeping both knees bent, okay, maintain that contact with the thighs, with the tummy, and then we're going to look to just straighten one leg without trying to lose that contact on the other side. We're going to pause here for 3 seconds, slowly bend the knees generously again, and then we're going to go to the other side. Notice I'm still contact with the thighs. If
I was to just do this and push back, we're going to still feel things through the back of the legs, but it's not going to be as effective. So the 2 minutes that we have on the clock isn't really about how hard can you go and how fast can you go, that sort of thing. Just take your time to actually maintain contact on the bent knee as you push and straighten the opposite leg, okay? If you're really tight, by the way, whoops, let me just do this. If you're really tight and you can't touch the ground, again, just, find something that you can just, okay, boom, lean against like so. Okay, so you can use your hands on the box sofa or something like that, okay? But otherwise, if we're good, we're gonna go 2 minutes on the clock. This is the count of 3 in your head, okay, with straight legs. We'll go in 3, 2, 1. So slowly straightening, just gonna do the first couple of reps loud and clear, okay? And we're gonna bend, pause, we're gonna come out, push, hold this for 3, 2, 1. Bend, then straighten the opposite leg, push and hold for 3, 2, 1. So you get the idea, guys. Okay. Now, as you're straightening, the invitation here is to fall more forward. Let the head come forward. So the more weight, okay, in the middle of your feet to your toes, you will feel that load right behind the calf, behind the knee, and then obviously coming up the hamstring way. Okay, now everybody has different range, different capacity. So you may feel it in slightly different places, okay, to others. And that's totally fine. You work according to your context. So again, ground is your best friend, okay? So you can use your hands on the ground to support that spine. So that notion of maintaining that contact with the bent knee, straighten that leg as you fall forward, holding it for 3 seconds, okay? That's the work. There's no need to be aggressive with the changes. Okay, make sure it's a 3-second pause.
And that's 2 minutes 30.
Okay, just finish that rep off and slowly unwind the spine. Don't whip up, just slow control, straighten the legs. Boom. Okay. Hopefully everybody's moving and grooving a little bit. So quick drink of water, okay? And then we're gonna go straight into it. So we're gonna just look at 2 strength movements, guys, okay? Our intention is to just hit this for 3 sets. And then we're gonna finish the work off by actually getting into the front split and holding it for a certain time, okay? So what we're gonna need, okay, is just something that we can support ourselves. So I'm gonna use a box, okay? And just like last week, guys, what I wanna say to you is this: wherever your support is, okay, that's the side you wanna be working, okay? So to demonstration purposes, what I'll do is I'll go the opposite way so you can see the back leg is what we're gonna be working, okay? But I want my support to be on this side, okay? The reason being I can use this to keep my weight on this working side as opposed to falling away, okay? Now, what we're gonna be going into here, guys, is our long step lunges, okay? We're gonna go for 5 by 5 seconds. And the key details, okay, as a reminder, I'll do it this way so you can see it, is
balls of our feet. We've already warmed the plantar surface up. My front heel is slightly ahead of my front knee. Okay, so not underneath, quite far. From here, look at my hip level. I'm going to say 3, 2, 1. We're going to bring our back knee slightly off, not really raise it up, right? So again, it's only coming up a little bit because now from here, when I say drive, I want the front knee to drive forward, the back heel to drive back, my butt to drive me down toward the ground. So 3 things that are happening: knees forward, heels back, butt down. Okay, that's the intention for 5 seconds. And then we're going to bring our knees down, reset, then go again 5 times. Okay, just quickly with this, I'll just use this dimmer switch analogy. Imagine a dimmer switch, right? Lightness. Okay, so we slowly turn the brightness up. So that 5-second work isn't like up and go hard. Think about slowly increasing that intensity for the duration of that 5 seconds. Yeah. Without further ado, let's get into it. Okay. So back knee on the ground, posture. Make sure the spine is vertical at all times. Okay. It should not be hinged. Okay. We'll go in 3, 2, 1. Lift, drive. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Down. 4, 3, 2, 1. Lift, drive. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Down. 4, 3, 2, 1. Lift, drive. 5, 4, 3, 2, 3. Down. 4, 3, 2, 1. Up, drive. 5, 4, 3, 2, 4. Down. 4, 3, 2, 1. Lift, drive. 5, 4, 3, 2, 5. Down and rest. Boom. Let's go to the other side. Okay, so you should feel this lengthening effect happen. Okay, so if you need to step forward with the front leg, let be so. Make that adjustment. Okay, strong through the balls of your feet in the back. Position. We'll go in 3, 2, 1. Lift, drive. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Down. 4, 3, 2, 1. Lift, drive. 5, 4, 3, 2, 2. Down. 4, 3, 2, 1. Lift, drive. 5, 4, 3, 2, 3. Down. 4, 3, 2, 1.
Legs trying to straighten, trying to get that back heel to the ground.
5, 4, 3, 2, 4. Down. 4, 3, 2, 1. Lift, drive.
Try to get the back heel
5,
flat rather than just
4,
driving forwards heaps,
3,
guys.
2, 5. Down and rest. Okay, so as Nathan was saying, our intention should be to drive the heels back down to the ground. Okay, so we should be lengthening. Okay, so from there, that's a long step lunge. The second movement we're going to go into is the back of the leg. So that was all the front. Okay, we're going to go to the back of the legs. And we're going to go into our straight leg good morning. Same thing, 5 by 5 seconds. Okay, and this is what we're going to do. So I'm going to maintain contact with the box with my heels. I'm going to take a split stance. Both legs are straight. Okay, I can place one hand on the small of my back, one hand on the chest. I'm going to look to hinge the hips. I'm going to take a pause here for 5 seconds. I'm going to come back up. Okay, now again, this works on the premise that, guys, look at this, legs are straight, so it's very hard for me to push my butt back. Okay, so I should be using the heels in the back, you know, the box, wall, whatever you're leaning against, to push and lead my spine going forward, because that's what's going to load the front leg up. Okay, so again, we're looking to get into the back of our legs. Okay, here we go. Position. One hand on the lower back, one hand on the chest. Eyes gaze forward. And let's take a hinge and then pause for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Drive up all the way and hinge. 5, 4, 3, 2, 2. Hinge. 5, 4, 3, 2, through. Hinge. 5, 4, 3, 2, 4. Hinge. 5, 4, 3, 2, 5. And to the other side. So again, heels on the box or the wall, hands on the chest, and okay, lower back. Here we go. We're going to take a hinge, pause for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hinge. 5, 4, 3, 2, 2. Hinge. 5, 4, 3, 2, 3. Hinge. 5, 4, 3, 2, 4. Hinge. 5, 4, 3, 2, 5. And rest. Okay, so shake it off. We're going to go straight into our long steps. Okay, so 2 more sets back to back, guys. So we've got front of our legs, so the hips being looked at here, and then we're going to attack the back of the legs. Okay, so remember with the long steps, 3 vectors, forwards, backwards, and then down at the same time. You should be driving your butt. Your glutes must be like 100% contracted here. Okay, here we go. We'll go in 4, 3, 2, 1. Lift, drive. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Down. 4, 3, 2, 1. Lift, drive. 5, 4, 3, 2, 2. Down. 4, 3, 2, 1. Lift, drive. 5, 4, 3, 2, 3. Down. 4, 3, 2, 1. Lift, drive. 5, 4, 3, 2, 4. Down. 4, 3, 2, 1. Lift, drive. 5, 4, 3, 2, 5. Down and rest. We'll change sides. Okay, so position, balls will be nice and strong. Okay, we'll go in 3, 2, 1. Lift, drive. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Down. 4, 3, 2, 1. Lift, drive. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Full spine.
Down. 4, 3, 2, 1. Lift, drive. 5,
Stay upright, no leaning on yourself.
2, 3. Down. 4, 3, 2, 1. Lift, drive. 5, 4, 3, 2, 4. Down. 4, 3, 2, 1. Lift, drive. 5, 4, 3, 2, 5. Down and rest. Okay, shake it off. Straight into our standing leg variation here, guys. Okay, so straight-legged good mornings. We're going to get one heel against the wall, one leg in front. Make sure your hips are nice and square. Okay, pull the front hip back and the back hip forward as you come down. Here we go. Hand on the lower back, hand on the chest. Breath in and let's hinge. Hold. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hinge. 5, 4, 3, 2, 2. Hinge. 5, 4, 3, 2, 3. Hinge. 5, 4, 3, 2, 4. hinge, 5, 4, 3, 2, 5, and change. Okay, here we go. Nice and smooth. Okay, position, and when you're ready, breath in, and let's hinge. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hinge. 5, 4, 3, 2, 2. Hinge. 5, 4, 3, 2, 3. Hinge. 5, 4, 3, 2, 4. Hinge. 5, 4, 3, 2, 5. Okay, finish it up. Let's go straight into it, guys. Okay. Last set. Okay, this should be the biggest opening. Again, when you're resting, don't be scared to kind of make those micro adjustments. Remember, we talked about stretching being a skill. Well, position yourself. It takes skill, right? To be aware. Here we go. Spine needs to be vertical. Nathan's saying it. Okay, make sure you're using the back butt to keep the spine vertical. Okay, here we go in 3, 2, 1. Lift, drive. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Down. 4, 3, 2, 1. Lift, drive. 5, 4, 3, 2, 2. Down. 4, 3, 2, 1. Lift, drive. 5, 4, 3, 2, 3. Down. 4, 3, 2, 1. Lift, drive. 5, 4, 3, 2, 4. Down. 4, 3, 2, 1. Lift, drive. 5, 4, 3, 2, 5. Down. Boom. Let's change it up. Okay. Position. Okay, posture. We'll go in 3, 2, 1. Lift, drive. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Down. 4, 3, 2, 1. Lift, drive. 5, 4, 3, 2, 2. Down. 4, 3, 2, 1. Lift, drive. 5, 4, 3, 2, 3. Down. 4, 3, 2, 1. Lift, drive. 5, 4, 3, 2, 4. Down. 4, 3, 2, 1. Lift, drive. 5, 4, 3, 2, 5. Down. And then coming up. Okay, here we go. Last set of our hinges. Nothing too crazy, guys. Okay. So take your stance, split stance, straight legs. Hands set on the spine. When you're ready, breath in and hinge. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hinge. 5, 4, 3, 2, 2. Hinge. 5, 4, 3, 2, 3. Hinge. 5, 4, 3, 2, 4. Hinge. 5, 4, 3, 2, 5. Drive up. And let's change it up. Okay. So again, straight leg. Okay. Hand on spine. Breath in and hinge. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Hinge. 5, 4, 3, 2, 2. Hinge. 5, 4, 3, 2, 3. Hinge. 5, 4, 3, 2, 4. Hinge. 5, 4, 3, 2, 5. Drive up and rest. Okay, shake it off. From here, guys, okay, last little bit, what we're gonna do is nice and straightforward, just a front split hold. And what we're gonna do is just a 20-second hold, but we're gonna use our strength, okay? So this is very short, sharp. This is the last thing we're gonna do. And this is how I want you to do it, okay? So I need you to kind of come back to the stuff that you were supporting yourself with, stand in front. We're gonna take a generous bend of the knee. We're gonna hinge back. Now we're gonna go as far back as possible. Then, okay, keeping the spine tall, we're gonna pull our toes back and then keep going back as low as possible. And we're gonna hold this for 20 seconds, okay? So I'll talk you through it, so don't worry, okay? 20 seconds, okay? I'll let Nathan know when to get that count in. So if everybody's ready, at the front, okay, hinge, back step. Keep taking that back leg as far as you can. From here, look at your front toes, pull your toes up as you straighten the legs. We'll go in 3, 2, 1, okay? So strong position. Hips are facing forward. Strong. This is active hold. This is strength.
Halfway. Time.
Okay. Let's go to the other side. Okay, straight into it. This is the last piece of work. Okay, here we go. Okay, boom. Hinge, come back as far as we can go. Look at the front toes, pull the front toes back. Time starts in 3, 2, 1. Here we go.
Five, 4, 3, 2, and 1.
And that is it, good
Good session,
people.
everyone. I gotta run. I gotta get to another session.
Take it easy,
Bye,
guys.
everyone.
Okay.